did not see Dhananjaya looking at the screen. Is I, me, myself, my topic, my presentation. be authentic.
Hello. Good evening and welcome to what promises to be an intellectually enriching gathering. As we convene here today, we are reminded of the timeless words of Benjamin Franklin: an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. This evening, we have the distinct honor of welcoming Mr. Sujan Basu, Deputy General Manager at Bajaj Customer Care, Zonal Head West and South Zone, and an esteemed leader. His presence here today is not only a privilege, but an opportunity to gain meaningful insights that will undoubtedly inspire and inform.
In the words of Maya Angelou, when you learn, teach. When you get, give. Our eminent guest embodies this ethos, having not only achieved remarkable milestones in his career, but also generously sharing his knowledge with others. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I, Soumya Thanvi, a student manager at Balaji Institute of Modern Management, Sri Balaji University, Pune, specializing in marketing.
And I, Ashmit Dey, a student manager at Balaji Institute of Modern Management, Sri Balaji University, Pune, specializing in marketing. We have the honor of serving the masters of the ceremony at this memorable occasion.
Welcome to the Eminent Guest Lecture Series. This series celebrates the spirit of wisdom, innovation, and the pursuit of excellence. Today, we have gathered here to draw inspiration from the experiences and insights of Mr. Sujan Basu, a seasoned industry expert with a proven track record of excellence across various domains. Sir, we are honored to have you at Sri Balaji University, Pune.
Sri Balaji University, Pune has established a distinct reputation in the realm of higher education, widely recognized for its academic excellence and unwavering commitment to the professional development of its student community, backed by a strong and experienced faculty, enriched by industry collaborations, a contemporary curriculum, and state-of-the-art infrastructure. The university offers truly transformative and industry-aligned learning experience, be it with the sessions on business simulations, Diamonds of Amazonia, Born to Win, learning of management through Mahabharat, War Hero series, or geopolitical and national security. Sri Balaji University, Pune ensures that the students can learn from corporate leaders by studying their strategic decision-making, leadership style, and approaches to innovation and problem-solving in real-world business scenarios.
We would also like to extend our greetings to the Honorable Chancellor, SBUP, Professor B. Paramanandan Balasubramaniam, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G.K. Shirude, Senior Directors, Deputy Directors, Faculty Members, and my fellow student managers.
Sir, SBUP offers both UG and PG courses. The PG courses are offered through our 4 management institutes, namely Balaji Institute of International Business, BIIB, Balaji Institute of Modern Management, BIMM, Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, BITM, and Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development, BIMHRD.
Sir, today is our 9th day in our campus, and we have already met around 15 corporate stalwarts. This university's confidence in students is reflected in the fact that being just the 9th day, we are in front of the audience. The Diksharamb induction ceremony at Sri Balaji University, Pune was a well-curated and impactful event that successfully marked the formal beginning of the academic journey for the MBA batch of 2025-27. The ceremony reflected the institution's ethos of discipline, academic excellence, and holistic development. The presence of Professor T.G. Sitaram, chairman of AICTE, as the chief guest added significant prestige to the occasion. His keynote address offered valuable insights into the evolving landscape of higher education and inspired the new batch to pursue their goals with commitment and innovation.
Sri Balaji University Pune emphasizes on creating a diverse and inclusive student workforce through various initiatives and programs. The university offers a range of courses across disciplines such as management, law, and IT, attracting students from different regions and backgrounds. Students at SBUP belong to different geographies of this great nation, following different cultures and religions. This is the true reflection of SBUP's commitment to inclusivity and diverse representation in the students' body.
Before we begin the session, we would like to fondly remember our founder, president, and chancellor, late Professor Dr. Colonel A. Bala Subramanian, for laying the foundation of such corporate interactions. On this note, we are honored and privileged to have Mr. Sujan Basu amongst us.
May I now invite Director BIMM, Dr. Archana Srivastava, to extend a great warm welcome to our esteemed guest with a bouquet.
May I now request my colleague, student manager, Mr. Ashwin Joshi, to introduce our guest to the audience.
Thank you, Soumya. Some journeys redefine not just the traveler, but the path itself. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ashwin Joshi, student manager at BIMM Sri Balaji University, Pune. Today, we have the honor of welcoming a visionary, Mr. Sujan Basu, a dynamic and results-driven sales leader with over 22 years of progressive experience in the fast-moving consumer goods sector, spanning both domestic and international markets. His career spans leadership role at some of the most reputed names in the industry, including Coca-Cola, Dabur India Limited, Kevin Care Limited, Bajaj Consumer Care. He has successfully led sales and distribution operations across key regional markets, East, West, and South India, consistently achieving revenue growth, strengthening market presence, and building high-performing teams. His deep understanding of sales strategy, distribution management, and market expansion has made him a trusted leader in the FMCG space. Beyond operational leadership, he has played a strategic role as a steering committee member in several sales transformation initiatives in collaboration with leading global consulting firms such as Bain & Company and PwC. He brings to the table a strategic mindset, a collaborative leadership style, and an unwavering commitment to excellence, qualities that align seamlessly with the goal of forward-thinking, transformational growth, and sustained success. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sujan Basu. Let's give him a well-deserved round of applause. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Okay, good evening, everyone. So I am honored and humbled to be here. Every time I see, young leaders like you sitting in front of my eyes, I feel thrilled. And I get to see that, okay, someone new is again going to take charge, and we feel happy. In corporate also, we always try to pass on the baton so that someone takes the baton from us and grows the companies and corporates. That's how the world moves, right? So that's how it is. So I will give my introduction. However, a lot of thing has been spoken about me, but that doesn't sum up my entire personality or my journey maybe. So since I'm here in front of you, I should talk about myself. My name is Sujan Basu. That's the way it is pronounced, Sujan, not Sujan or something like that. Sometimes it sounds like I'm from Japan, Suzan. Yeah, I'm not. I'm a Bengali Abong from by birth, and originally I'm from Kolkata. By nature also I'm a full Bong. Yeah. In terms of my family, my parents, my entire family is from engineering background. My dad retired as a assistant director engineering from All India Radio. My mom used to be an architect in a German firm. I'm the only black sheep who came into sales, right? So initially there was a lot of talk, but after spending 20 years in sales, I do not regret my decision. I'm happy that I chose this, right? So that's about me. I came to Mumbai from Kolkata 5 years back. Now I'm currently settled in Mumbai. I live in Mira Road in Mumbai. In terms of my professional journey, I have around 22 years of experience now. I basically worked in 3 companies. I do not shift a bit, right? Now and then I do not shift. So in 22 years, I've worked in 3 companies. You can guess 7 years in a company, right? That's my tenure. So I basically worked in a company called Dabur around 8 years. A company called Kevin Care around 3.5 years. A company called Bajaj, where I'm currently in. Next month, I'll be completing 10 years in this company. So in Bajaj, I've done a lot of stints, obviously. So I've handled the zone of East, I've handled the zone of South, I've handled Bangladesh operations, the P&L part of it. I've done a head office role at the Mumbai corporate office for around 3 years, and now I'm handling West and South zone. I've worked in different projects in this company. I've dealt with Bain & Company. I've did the project that they did here. I've worked with PwC in a strategic project here. So my role is sales and defining strategy for my company. That's what we do, right, at this level. So today, I get the chance to speak about some fundamentals and strategies in sales. I don't know how many of you are in the marketing domain in this room now. Just if you can raise your hands. A lot of them. But not to worry, if people who are not in marketing, who are in finance, who are in HR domain, they will also get helped through this fundamentals, because whenever you work for the corporate, ultimately you need to work hand in hand with the sales domain, right? What sales is saying, a finance guy is not understanding, it doesn't help. What sales is saying, an HR guy is not understanding at all, it doesn't help, right? So it is beneficial for all. In my session, I will talk about 2 parts basically. One is the fundamentals of it, the framework, how to define a strategy. And the second part would be how to execute. So in that how to define strategy, a lot of fundamentals will come. I don't know whether you are exposed to it now or you're going to be exposed towards the marketing frameworks because you guys are new. I thought I'll be speaking to the regular class, so I'll be talking about some fundamentals in marketing. That's one part of it. Second is, once you know that, how to execute it. You have to know that also, right? Otherwise, fundamentals ka kya karoge aap, right? So that's how it is. So there are a lot of marketing fundas I will talk about, and how to execute that. What are the frameworks to execute that? I will basically talk about that, right? So I have to speak standing here, or I can little. That will be better actually if I. The pointer works? Yeah. Don't bother, it's okay, I'll manage it. So this is about me, I've talked about this, right? So you know it, who I am by now. So basically, I will talk about the strategic choices first for your interest. Methods to make your choices. As I have spoken, first I will talk about the framework and then I will talk about the execution part of it. So the consideration for strategic choice, any kind of business choice that you make. I'm talking about CPG industries, right? So do not confuse anything. I'm not talking about a financial institution. I'm not talking about a HR institution, not Google, not Wipro, nothing. I'm talking about CPG industries, consumer product industries, right? Here, if you really want to make a strategy, what consideration should you have, right? Understood? If any doubt is there, you can raise your hand and stop me there, then and there, right? So basic fundamentals for strategic choices, for how to define what you will do in terms of distribution. Please remember, we are talking about sales and distribution. If you really want to expand your sales arm, if you really want to expand your distribution network, what are the elements you need to consider to make your strategic choice right? That's the subject we are talking about. On that, the first thing that we consider is household penetration. It's written here, household penetration. It means if in India, let's say there are 20 crores household, in how many households your products is available or should be available. That's household penetration. We get all these data. Don't bother about that. There are companies like AC Nielsen who provides all these data where you stand. These are costly data, you have to pay for it and some money, but you get it, right? Then we talk about the category split in terms of rural and urban. The category you're talking about, how is it distributed between a rural market and urban market? That's the second consideration. And the third and most important consideration, finance guys, kaun hai finance guys? Haji. So the cost of goods sold and the EBITDA. पैसा नहीं मिलेगा तो strategy करके क्या फायदा? There is no point, right? So you need to evaluate your strategy in terms of your P&L and your EBITDA. So these are the three legs. I'll talk about it in little bit detail. So I talked about household penetration, right? So here you can see a lot of categories: milk and food, breakfast cereals, hair oil. I come from a hair oil company. You can see the household penetration is 91%. And there are other categories also, like breakfast cereals. The penetration is only 30%. So what do you make out of this? The takeaway is, if your category is penetrated very well, you have to go for a deep distribution. If it is not, if it is penetrated only in urban geographies, you can concentrate on a smaller distribution, maybe a e-com or B2B model is good for you. If you have a 91% of kind of household penetration, you have to go for deep distribution both in urban and rural. Everything comes with the data and science. Nothing is given like that. Hence we do this strategy with a lot of data and science, right? This part is understood? Yeah? Okay. So the second consideration is, what is your category split? What is your category size rather? Urban and rural split. The first pie is talking about the size of the pie. So let's say if you are trying to enter a category which is maybe a 2% share, it will be a small category, right? So if you get into that, the possibility, the chances of getting a higher turnover will be low. On the flip side, if you get to a category which is very high, let's say personal care, 22%. Category will be huge, 1 lakh crore, that's the size in India. If you get a 1% share into that, your turnover will be very high. So these are the considerations before you enter a market or create your strategy where you are trying to enter. What is the size you are going to play with? The other thing is, what is your split between an urban and rural market? Let's say hair oil. I come from a hair oil industry, so I will give on and off a hair oil example. So we are a 14,000 crore category. The category size is 14,000 crore. If you see the split between the urban and rural, it's kind of similar. Rural is also very high. You cannot ignore a rural category in hair oil. So, whenever you define your strategy, you have to make sure you are well penetrated in urban and rural, both the markets. Making sense? Yeah? The third consideration, finance वाले लोगों के लिए, what kind of margin I have, so what kind of spend can I do? These are different companies in India. I have mapped them in terms of their average EBITDA and the growth. This company is, my company is here. Growth is little lower, subdued, 2 to 4%. But look at the EBITDA. We used to have an EBITDA of around 32%. EBITDA you understand, right? Yeah? Anybody can tell me what is an EBITDA? Interest, tax, depreciation and amortization, right? So that's the final thing that you get as a businessman. So EBITDA is 32% for us, used to be. Now it has come down to 17% because of a surge in raw material prices. But we had a low growth. So if I have 25% EBITDA, let's say, I have money to spend, at least. Companies like Tata Consumer, they have a very high growth, but little lower EBITDA. Then also they are okay. If they're getting a high growth, they have a good turnover. That's okay. But if a company lies here, can the company spend on distribution? Can the company spend on ATL? No, it will die. So to figure out how to bring that company in this quadrant so that you can sail, if you don't have that, there is no point planning a strategy. You don't have money to support that strategy. Right? So before entering into a strategy, figure out where you are. That's the point. There are some other frameworks. I've talked about the frameworks. These are basic consideration, Nielsen data in the category. But you are here in an institute. You will learn about frameworks. There are two big gentlemen. One is called Mr. Philip Kotler. Another is called Mr. Porter. You will run through them. You'll try to imbibe them. So they will tell you a lot of frameworks. And believe you me, all these frameworks, the understanding should be very profound. Why? Because these frameworks will not come into action now. If you are graduating after 2 years, this framework will come into action after 15 years. Because before that you have to execute. Nobody will ask you for a strategy. After 15 years, somebody will come and tell you, okay, create a strategy for me. Then you have to remember that framework. So you better archive this framework, whatever you learn in these 2 years, in a very good way. And your knowledge has to be very profound so that you can remember after 15 years. Believe you me, nobody will ask you in year 3 or year 4, what is a BCG matrix, what is a Porter's 5-force model, what is a Pestle, what is a Vryo. Nobody will ask you. But suddenly after 15 years or 20 years, people will ask you. You can't come back and say, okay, I've done my MBA, but I do not know this now. I used to know then. Can you say that? No, right? So your knowledge has to be profound. I have done my MBA in 2003. I still remember this. Because I'm asked to do strategies now. Last 10 years, I was not. Right? It will be difficult for you to come back to that frame of mind quickly unless your knowledge is very profound. You know about BCG matrix? Yeah? I thought I will have a whiteboard and I can explain, but we don't have, so I'll not go deeper into this. So BCG, Vryo, Pestle, Porter 5 forces, these are the basic consideration. Then you have a SWOT. SWOT you know? Yes, sir. Yeah? So SWOT is what? Basically a summary of analysis. Once you are done with your BCG, once you are done with your Vryo, once you're done with your Pestle, 5 forces, then you make a summary out of it. That's your SWOT. Unless you do this, there is no point doing a SWOT. Right? So if you make a strategy, you have to do this, then only you can do a framework and utilize this. So there are 2 things I'm basically talking about. One is your data set of category understanding, rural-urban split, household penetration, and second is your marketing core fundamentals like BCG, Vryo, Pestle, Porters. Then you make a SWOT and try to understand what you can do about that company, right? So after doing all this, then you need to decide in a FMCG company or a CPG company, what should be your choices. You have seen your household penetration, you have seen your category size, you have seen your urban-rural split, you have seen the BCG, you have seen Porter's 5 forces, you have done a SWOT of it. Then you decide, basically you are left out with this 3-4 choices. Either you do a deep distribution. If you do a deep distribution in your company, you will sail through for a future. Your future will be better. You can launch brands very easily. It will reach out to the legitimate people that you want. You can also choose to have a quick win through organized trade and D2C and e-com. That's also a probable option. If your category penetration or household penetration is 20% like a breakfast cereal, you don't need to go to rural. Why should I spend? Then I will confine my strategy to a quick com, e-commerce, organized trade, D2C brands. The third choice is if you are doing a cost leadership or a differentiation, like we have a differentiation strategy. Our product is almond drop hair oil. That's a differentiated product. In that case, I have to reach out to maximum number of consumers through outlets. That has to be the strategy. And end of the day, you have to do a P&L so that whatever you do, you support your own strategy. Right? So these are the basis, these are the end strategy that you will land up. But to land up what to do, you need to go through all this analysis. Then only your strategy will be correct. Otherwise, you will land up to a mess. Now with that preface, I will come to what are the guiding principle to set up CPG businesses in India in terms of distribution. Again, I'm reminding you that I'm talking about the distribution strategy now. Let's say through your analysis, through your SWOT, you have decided that I have to go to deep distribution. Then what to do? This is the how part of it. For urban, the strategy has to be different. For rural, the strategy has to be different. What we call urban, in Nielsen, any town that has a population greater than 50,000 is called or termed as an urban town. So for those kind of town, the strategy of distribution will be different. We use a term called dealer per lakh. How many dealers are available in that population for each 1 lakh of population? That's our funda. For a company like HUL, they will have a 400 dealers per lakh. For a company like us, we have a 180 dealer per lakh because we deal with different portfolios. The kind of portfolios HUL have, we don't have. So hence it differs. So through those sciences, you need to define what should be your dealer per lakh. That is the first fundamental. Once you are done with that, then in AC Nielsen, there is a concept of per dealer offtake. You get the data and set what should be your servicing frequency. If you are going to an outlet, you can either service that outlet weekly or fortnightly or monthly. Your per dealer offtake, the amount you get from that outlet, will define in what frequency you should go to that outlet. Correct? Are you with me? Yeah. So once these two are done, then you need to define what should be your IT tool. We are in cutting edge technology right now. So we are not going to the outlets. आज से 10 साल पहले जैसे जाते थे दुकान में एक book लेके. People are not going like that. They have a PDA. They have a device in their hand, if you have noticed, right? So they will go with that device so that at the back end you know where they are going, where they are booking their orders. There are tools like geofencing, KYC, so that you understand where your people are selling. Once you have that, you can populate. Like we distribute to 43 lakhs outlet. I can open my laptop and see what has been done today to these outlets. I have around 1,800 ISRs working in the market. I know exactly what they've done till 4 o'clock. So unless and until you have this tool, it is impossible to understand. Unless you know, you cannot correct. Once you know these three, then you have to man it. How many people you require to service this market? These are pure mathematics, right? So these are the ways to service an urban market, 50K plus market. You have to know the DPL, set your service frequency, have your IT tools in place, set the manning accordingly, and go for it, right? Then below 50,000 is something that we called a rural market. In rural, basically population by census is your measure. So you need to cover villages from 5K population to 50K population. Depending on your portfolio, you have to make that choice, where you should go. What is the measure? There are two fundamentals again, PCC and PCS. PCC is per capita consumption, that data we get from NSSO, National Statistics Organization, and PCS is your internal data, per capita sale. Whatever you're selling, you divide it with that population, you get the PCS. So wherever your PCC and PCS is high, you need to service that town. That's the basic fundamentals. You get this data available through Nielsen. There are other companies like LDMC, RK Swami, who will give you village-wise population, village-wise potential, not population. कौन सा village में you have a ATM, you have a school, you have a pakka road. Based on that, they will tell you which are the right village for you. Then you set up your distribution network based on that logic. It's very scientific. Then you get your IT tools in place and do your manning correctly and set up your distribution. These are very, very scientific tools to be used in modern era. There are two structures in rural also. One is traditional structure, which is basically your super stockist and sub-D structure, sub-stockist or satellite you may call it. That's this traditional part of it. And in modern days, there are a van operation available also. You will see a lot of companies like HUL, P&G, Colgate, even our company, we have 500 vans running in the market. So they go where sub-stockists cannot go. These are deep interior market where your product needs to be distributed because in rural, transport is a problem. So these are the choice that you have to make, whether you are going to service this market through your sub-stockist network or van or satellite, van plus satellite. So these are the choices that you make. End of the day, I was talking about the IT tool, cutting edge tools. So you'll get this kind of tools where you can map your entire distribution network in rural. This is a picture of a village in Begusarai. So you can map what is the border of this particular district. Where is your super stockist? Where is your sub-stockist? And also plot what should be your future distribution. So an ISR will just click on that button. He will get a Google map. He will reach there and just appoint a sub-stockist, appoint your distribution. So the technology is that strong now, you can set up your distribution within a month like this, right? So with that framework, you need to get down to these nitty-gritties, these details, then you can logically set up your distribution structure, which is viable. Your P&L will be able to support it through all your frameworks that you handle, and your success rate will be high. So that's what I have in terms of the fundamentals as of now. Any questions, I can take it. Yeah. I know it could be a little overwhelming because you guys are new just setting into this. You don't know most of the terms, right? But nonetheless, I will share a copy of it. So after 1 year, maybe you will be more conversant to this, right? So any questions you have, I'm here to answer as of now. Or if no question, everything is understood, that's fine also. Yeah, I can't hear you. Sorry. I have to come here.
How do you co- uh, Sir, how do you identify sales qualification leads, sir?
People qualification you're talking about?
SQL, sir.
SQ
SQL, sir.
What is SQL? I am not getting you.
Sales qualification leads.
Sales qualification is what exactly you meant by that? I don't understand that. That's what people qualification. The sales guys ka qualification you were asking, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is there, right? You don't have to invent that. So if I'm working in Bajaj, if I'm the frontline salesman, will be graduate. That's the industry standard. A sales officer in Bajaj would be either a graduate or an MBA. These are standard. So if I have to pick up a sales guy, so what I'll do, I'll pick up experienced people from the market, and I will pick up some 10 to 15%, either a sales trainee or a management trainee from a B school. This is my frontliner sales team. Below that, people who are actually going to market day in, day out. Those will be graduate guys getting 20 to 25K per month. So that's the standard qualification that we have.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Per capita sales, PCC, okay, per capita consumption. Per capita sale is PCC. Organized trade. So all this modern trade, e-com, these are termed as organized trade. Your D2C, everything. Yeah, done. Chalo, thank you so much. I can take my laptop, right? This is yeah. इसको लगा
The session provoked to be an intellectually enriching experience, offering deep insights into the practical nuances of leadership, strategy, and market dynamics. This session left the audience not only enlightened but also motivated us to explore new perspectives in our academic and professional journeys.
May I now invite Professor Vikas Nam Joshi to felicitate our esteemed guest with a token of appreciation.
May I now invite Student Manager Ms. Renita to deliver the vote of thanks for today.
Smile and the world smiles with you. A very good evening to everyone. I, Renita Chawla, Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Modern Management, on behalf of Sri Balaji University, Pune, extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Sujan Basu, for gracing us with his presence and sharing his profound insights with us today. Sir, your speech has truly been enlightening and inspiring. Your depth of knowledge of the corporate world and your strategic mindset with clarity and leadership has left an inspiring impression on all of us gathered here. Moreover, your willingness to engage with our audience and answer our questions has enhanced the learning experience for everyone present. I would like to highlight a few key points from the session. Consideration for strategic choices, household penetration, category size and urban rural split, SWOT, cost of goods sold, EBITDA margins. I would like to thank Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Dean, Directors, Deputy Directors, faculty members, and my fellow student managers. Thank you.
Thank you all for your presence and participation. This marks the conclusion of today's enlightening session. Thank you.
Madam, you come, na? No. Take a photo with sir. Come on, please. Madam, you also come. All those who volunteered, please come. Where is the... Go.
यार छोड़ो